Streaming live every Friday night, it's Street Talk with the Swift Gang, right here on GoHamRadio.com.
Hey, 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 it is good to be back.
Audio issues fixed.
Yeah, you know, we must have put some audio paint on it.
Speaking of, happens to be our musical guest, is our musical guest this evening, as well as cartoon artist Trevor Young. He'll be coming up shortly. We want to welcome everybody. This is Street Talk with the Swift Gang. We are on every Friday night from 10 p.m. to midnight Pacific Standard Time. And so if you are streaming us live, thank you very much. You could find us on Facebook. You could find us on GoHamRadio.com. If you haven't liked our Facebook page or our Instagram.
We are on Instagram, GoHam Radio. Oh, yes, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Yeah, no. Hey, find us everywhere that you can, because like us, share us, find Audiopaint, find Trevor Young's great work. We want you guys to like and share everything that we do.
So thank you, Vincenzo. I'm Miss Fancy Pants, and we are back here with the Swift Gang. We've got Farg here on the back, making sure that all the sound's good. So we appreciate the patience and all the feedback that we did get back so that we could work on it. I'm sure you saw us visually. Now you can actually hear us audioly. So we've got DJ Roscoe. You saw him. Thank you very much, DJ Roscoe, for holding down the visuals while we were taking care of the audio. Hopefully we can eliminate these in the future. Last time it took us an hour or so to get us going. Now it only took us about 30 minutes. I say that's a hell of an improvement. So episode 2, super excited. We have a great lineup for you. Vinny, why don't you let them know what we got going on?
Yeah, so part of our lineup that we're going to do weekly, we like to call the segment kind of like the word on the street. So we're going to cover a bunch of different subjects and topics that will be carried on throughout the show. And part of our lineup is we're going to have, like I mentioned earlier, local cartoon artist and musical producer Trevor Young. We're going to be showcasing a lot of his art and asking him some questions about where he draws some of his inspiration, where he gets some of his stuff. So that's unique. And like we said, he's a musical producer, so we're also going to have him and his musical group, Audiopaint, perform live for us, and it's going to be a real treat. I know if you guys tuned in last week, we had Kay Mella perform.
Shout out to Kay Mella. She was amazing.
Oh, terrific.
If you didn't catch the episode last week, we do have the highlight video on GoHamRadio.com. Make sure you go and check it out. It's about an hour and 15 minutes. The entire show is about an hour and 40 minutes. If you want to hear it, we do have the full hour and 40 minutes for you. Visually, we have the highlight reel of of an hour and 15. So make sure you go on. You can subscribe to the website as well, and that way you can get emails and know when we upload any new footage and stuff like that. We're also going to have bios and exclusive interviews that we're going to have with each of our guests, and I'm going to put them up on the media section, so you guys will be able to see in the exclusive interviews under the media section on our GoHamRadio.com website everything that we're doing, so you can still interact with us even though we're not on air. So.
And we have a lot of terrific events that we're going to talk to you guys about that are going to be happening this weekend, as well as some sports news and other great features, and of course, live music. I mean, that's what we're all about. We have our in-house DJ, DJ Roscoe, so he's going to be spinning that live music. A little bit later on, in case you're working and you're not going to have the weekend off, I have a great segment called Stream This, which I will be featuring, different shows and different movies or documentaries that you can watch from the comfort of your own home or straight from your phone if you're on the clock. So, you got some time to kill, you can check that out. Miss Fancy Pants, before we get into all of this.
Okay. Before we get into it, I'll save all my news for later. Go ahead.
Save your news for later because, well, you know what? We're going to cut that first DJ segment. Are we going to go with it?
We're going to cut it. DJ, are you ready? You're not ready, DJ? DJ, why don't you, I don't know.
I'll tell you what.
Why don't he tell us a couple of things?
We have some things, just so you know, okay? We are obviously working out some kinks. So with working out the kinks, we get thrown off our schedule a little bit. So what you are witnessing live right now is us being thrown off our schedule and trying to get back on the same page. So as we kind of figure out what we're going to do what's important, what we're not going to do, you know what I think is important? I think this day and time is important. Is there any way that we could have DJ Roscoe talk about what goes on this day and time? Is that a possibility?
DJ Roscoe?
Yes? Yes? Okay, DJ Roscoe says he can pull it off. Can we pull this off?
Yeah, he really likes doing history. He's in I wouldn't actually refer to it as history. I would just say he's into facts of the prior nature.
Okay, I can handle that. That's a very, I guess, politically correct way to describe history.
Facts
if you
of
had,
the prior nature.
Yeah, facts of the prior nature.
Mother Nature.
I can neither confirm nor deny the allegations set forth against me. But this day and time basically will feature things throughout history that have happened that, on this day. So today is September 8th. God knows what happened on this day, but I can tell you that last week.
What did you learn from our show last week? What happened? Oh, you were born.
I was born on Saturday.
If you missed the show, it was Vinny's birthday last week.
So we took plenty of shots.
So we did shots on camera.
Yeah, it was a mess.
I don't know.
Completely
we do have some Jameson in the
TVMA.
back. We might take some more shots tonight.
You know what? With the way these audio paint guys are going, they might just put me under the table. I don't know. I'm gonna have to pace myself. These guys are they are true drinkers.
200
Under the easel, he says. Oh man, you know what happens? You know what happens if I get under the easel?
What?
Okay, I pass out, right? And then what ends up happening is
they keep your clothes on.
They get out. No, you see, they get out their Sharpies and their paintbrushes. Okay, and then they start drawing flowers on my nipples and on my eyes, and really just
So there was this one time that my brother fell asleep at my house, and I had a Sharpie, and I literally drew flowers out of his nipples and had them go all the way down his chest, and I was connecting the tattoos on him, and I took a picture of it. So there is proof of the story.
We're gonna dig that up. We're gonna dig that up.
Check
and find
the highlight reel. Anyway, so he was very upset.
Cold-blooded.
I mean, he wasn't necessarily upset at the fact that I drew on him. I guess what he was upset about was that he still had his shoes on. He took his shoes off.
Right, which I guess
I don't even
according
really
to
understand it, but I guess in like the
according to Urban Dictionary, if you take your shoes off at a house party, that means you are off limits to any and all pranks.
I didn't know that. Oh, really? You see?
Right? No, see,
I
where I
didn't
grew
know
up
that.
in is if you fall asleep at a house party, you are fair
Yeah, it was
game.
first one down is fair game, and he was first one down. So this whole shoe situation was irrelevant to the fact that you passed out, and you're just mad that I got you good. How do those flowers look?
Must be
rub it to get it off. Oh, it felt so nice. To
Maybe
get
it's
back
an East
for
County
all
thing.
Of those times.
Maybe it's an East County
He
thing.
ate my leftovers. What?
Maybe it's an East
Oh,
County.
no, you eat somebody's food.
Man.
Yeah, though.
I'm telling
See,
you,
there we
like
go,
when somebody
see,
eats your leftover food, you're just like, ugh.
game over.
You can't like do
Hey,
anything
you know what?
about
You know
it.
what? You know what? In all fairness, he may be listening right now. And if he's listening
Hey,
right
shout
now,
out, no
big-
correlation.
no correlation. Shout out to
My brother,
her brother, our friend. God bless.
America, and
America.
you, and what you're doing out there.
Chewy
Maybe
is
we'll
proud
have
of
you
you.
on the show one time.
Chewy is proud of you.
Yes.
Yes, it is. But it's terrific.
He's got a secret personality that we can't release.
We
to the
can't reveal.
public.
We won't throw him under the bus like that.
No. We'll let him introduce himself.
Yes. One day you know what? He happens to be a musical artist as well too, and he actually has some pretty good music as well. And you know what? I think he's good enough quality that maybe we can feature him on the show if he plays his cards right. What do you think?
I mean, I think his birthday's coming up too, so
That's our birthday gift to him. Hey, you get to be featured on our show. Happy birthday.
We can just let him host the whole show. We'll take the night off. How about that?
That's great. You know what? I could use a night. I could use a night off.
I hope you're ready. Get the script ready. But all right, on to more important things. So, street talk. What are we going to be talking about in our segments? What's bubbling on the street?
Well, we have a lot of great different topics that we're going to talk about today. We also want to discuss the homeless epidemic that is occurring not just here in San Diego, but all along the West Coast, all
Portland,
in general.
Seattle.
And, not just the reasons why it's happening, but also how could we as citizens be a part of the resolution to try to help these folks out and maybe get them back on their feet so they're not living on the streets and causing some of the the nuisances that maybe they cause without them really realizing that they're causing a nuisance.
We take a quick break, and when we come back,
Fantastic.
We can start our street talk segment,
Yeah.
and maybe we can get some more live music in there. Now that we've got our audio, you can actually hear DJ Roscoe and get a quick little set in there for you before we get to Trevor Young.
Yes, and Audiopaint.
Stay tuned.
You're listening to Street Talk with the Swift Gang.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Hey, before we get into our street talk this Friday, one of the things I want to get to is our weather. We're gonna have a beautiful weekend.
Wait a minute. I need to know where your sources are, because if you guys were tuning in last week, he said that it was going to be nice and sunny and hot, and I prepared for nice and sunny and hot, and it rained 2 days out of that nice and sunny and hot, and I
Where
feel as
did
if
it rain? Because I don't remember it
my
raining.
meteorologist maybe got
Okay.
his degree from the hood.
Okay, well, you know what? My meteorology degree comes from Google. So,
Can we really trust Google?
In the search engine, I
prefer
type in
weather.com.
weather San Diego this weekend.
No, go to weather.com. They have a cable channel. I trust
Oh,
them.
my God.
Weather.com.
There we go. Weather.com.
This might stall, but at least you're going to get accurate information. I was not prepared for rain. I think I got sick.
Right. I don't know what part of the county you were in that it rained, but it was hotter than living hell wherever I was. Weather.com.
all right.
Here we go. 10-day forecast.
Now
Not only do
now
we
we're
get just
cooking.
the weekend, we get a 10-day forecast. We are cooking
Look
with
at me
Crisco.
stepping his game up right now. You get to learn more than just 3 days.
Oh, my God.
All right. Well, while he finds that, did you guys know that Nelly is coming into town? Yeah. Hey, he's going to be at Park, downtown San Diego, tomorrow. Cover is probably $20 and up. Unless you're a pretty girl, wear something nice, small. Wear something inviting. Wear something inviting, and I'm sure you will be invited into the party. How you doing?
And I have the weather now for your terrific Nelly concert.
Let me know, because I'm not wearing much.
Because it's hot in there, right?
Oh, I'm going to be taking off all my clothes.
Bad pun. Bad pun.
All of them.
So here's the deal, right? So right now it's 84 degrees outside and it is freaking raining. That is our
Are you in
forecast.
San Diego?
I am in San Diego, and it is raining. It is raining right now. Saturday, tomorrow, it's going to be mostly sunny.
Is it raining?
Highs in
Where do
80s,
we
in the
live?
low 80s. Lows in the high 60s. Sunday, it's going to be mostly sunny, around 83 degrees, and the lows 69. Monday should be sunny, 85. A low is 71. And Tuesday, if you happen to make it to Tuesday, it's going to be mostly sunny, 81 degrees, 70. So if you don't make it to Tuesday, Monday's your day.
Oh, I heard the club's turning up on a Tuesday. You know, the only club that does turn up on a Tuesday is a strip club.
I wouldn't know because I don't go.
Neither do I. I read it on a post somewhere.
I don't have enough money to go to a strip club. Good Lord. If I had that kind of expendable income, I'd probably just give to charity.
We probably would have better equipment and better sound.
So we're not late 45 or 30 minutes.
45,
30
right.
minutes going into it.
Oh, so tell me about the, have you ever had a crazy interaction with a homeless person before? Like something crazy.
Yes. As a matter of fact, I have. It's one of the... I'm kind of embarrassed because it's kind of inappropriate, to be honest with you.
Can we use appropriate words in place?
We could find it. We could find them appropriate words.
Inviting.
Inviting words.
Okay.
Okay. So one day, I was...
Not night?
Not night.
Okay,
It was
day.
during the day. Clear day. Beautiful day. About 85 degrees. Partly
that a high or a
partly
low?
cloudy. Okay. And I think it was right along Broadway and E. It was like the corner of Broadway and E. And as I was turning the corner to go on E because I was going back to my car, there was a homeless man sitting right on the side of the road, and he looked like he was meditating or praying because his legs were crossed, and he kind of had his hands on his knees and kind of, I don't know how you want to explain.
They meditate.
Well, this homeless person apparently meditated. So while he
I
was
like
meditating,
positive thinking.
he was looking up into the sky like so. Because we have a visual show, I can actually kind of mimic what they do. So this is what he was doing, okay?
All right. If you're tuning in through audio only, he's holding his hands up like he's trying to receive Jesus.
I almost received him right there. It was pretty divine. So he's looking up at the sky, right?
He's got his hands out, and he's just kind of in his own little world. Literally, as I'm passing by him, he goes, God, oh God, please send me somebody who would suck my...
Right, exactly. So I kind of stopped and looked up and said, God, please, God, let that not
Where
be
is
me. You know? And he was pretty flippin' serious. So, like, I don't know if maybe in his, like, you know, crazy meditation state, he's, like, maybe opened his eyelid a little bit and kind of saw me coming out of the corner. But, I mean, that is some ninja power that he knew that I was walking right by him as he decided to say that, because that was
thought
pretty
the
incredible.
force was with him and wanted to get the force
Yeah,
from you.
That's my homeless. That's one of my many homeless encounters.
Wow.
But you know, it is a you know, you work downtown, so I don't even have to explain it to you. But as many of you guys have maybe known, maybe going to a Padre game or going to a, you know, maybe you going out for an evening down on the town. You know, you find yourself sometimes maybe coming across someone who is homeless, or, you know, panhandling or looking for some sort of type of money. And
do you guys give money to the bums? I mean, to the homeless? Do you, I mean, I think I don't know. Why don't you guys chat us on online and see if let us know if you guys give money to the homeless, the panhandlers, the people on the side. I kind of have my own feelings about it. We have a few neighborhood homeless. But it's blatant they're on drugs. Like, it's blatant they're on drugs. They're crazy, dirty, scratching, itching, in the middle of the streets, picking up stuff. You know, like, these are people that are on drugs, and I obviously don't support any of that.
I shouldn't even be making fun of it.
I mean, it's a serious thing that we're dealing with. It's in my neighborhood. Every time I go to get on the freeway, there's one of them that just stands on the corner, so much so, like, he tips his hat off to regular people. Like, this isn't okay, you know, and we've got police officers that would rather write us a ticket for jaywalking or something petty instead of trying cleaning up our streets. You want to protect and serve? Why don't you start protecting and serving our neighborhoods instead of, like, you know, antagonizing certain things with traffic stops? Like, I've seen people give more officers give more tickets for traffic stops than they have to the homeless. And I understand there's not much you can do, but then that's where we need to start creating, you know, a solution for this.
Well, you know, I think what really troubles me is maybe some of our listeners know, maybe some of them don't. You know, I am a father. I have some kids, and I actually frequent downtown all the time. Given the area that I live in, I'm very close to downtown, so I'm constantly going downtown, whether it be a Padre game, you know, a night out with friends at a bar, visiting my in-laws at their, you know, at the marina, at the boat that they have downtown. You know, I'm always downtown, and I'm constantly seeing this. So it's something that's pretty prevalent. And one of the things that really shocks me and really bothers me is the number of small children and that are homeless. You know, these kids did not choose to be in this situation. And I think first and foremost, before we even handle or discuss the issue of the adults and the veterans and the people who, you know, maybe came out of a psychiatric ward that didn't receive the support that they needed in order to put themselves in a good situation, I think we need to focus on the innocent who are put in this situation and don't have any say about being in that situation. And I think that's what really bothers me the most is, you know, is you go out there on 17th and Imperial, and I can't even begin to explain to
you
heartbreaking. The amount of kids that are out there. And
I tear up. Like, I try to avoid 17th Street just because it's so humbling. It really is humbling because you look and you just see all the struggle. Every situation you could possibly think of is all on 17th Street. And it goes from Broadway to Imperial.
Yeah, and you know what, and the demographic is actually, it's pretty broad as well, too, because you get a lot of those young children, correct,
who maybe their parents are drug addicts, and, you know, they're on the streets because their drug addiction is more important than actually taking care of maybe some of the other priorities in their life that they should be paying attention to. Maybe some of their parents have mental disabilities or mental issues that prevent them from allowing them to provide the life that those children need, and therefore they're in that situation. But, you know, another big issue that I have is, you also have, especially here in San Diego, I know it's really, really big in San Francisco as well as in cities like Portland and Seattle, where the homeless population tend to be, 18, 19, 20, 21 years old. I mean, these are kids, they're literally kids with no real world experience, and they find themselves in a situation basically, living off the idea of just panhandling and getting by little. Now,
do you feel that it's a parental issue, that maybe they weren't teaching them the correct survival skills?
Well, you know what I think it is? And you know what I think it is? I think it's kind of like, there was a movie created way back in the 50s called A Rebel Without a Cause.
Who's starring in it?
Featuring James Dean.
Ooh.
Okay? Now, I truly, truly believe that a lot of America's youth, these homeless kids, okay, are truly rebels without a cause. Literally. They have no reason to be protesting anything other than they just don't want to conform. Now, I understand you don't want to conform to certain aspects of life, but given where we are, okay, in society, there are certain things that I think we all have to kind of, console to and kind of give into and be like, hey, look, all right, do I want to go out and live on the beach all the time and have a hut and just, live off the land? Absolutely. I would give that up in a heartbeat. You know what?
Ditto.
You know what? But I have 2 kids. Those 2 kids need to go to school. Those 2 kids need to be fed. Those 2 kids need to be clothed. Those 2 kids need to have a good life. And so there are certain things that I have to succumb to in order to provide. And I think, now mind you, a lot of those kids, I talk to those kids, they don't have children of their own. However, at some point, what are you going to do?
I mean,
what are you going to be? What are you going to, do you just accept that? Is that something that you accept? That you're just going to live off panhandling your whole life? I suppose, but I would imagine that regardless of whatever passion you have, right, that you would be able to understand that your passion has a greater calling and a greater meaning.
But in this country, you need money to survive, right? And it's becoming harder and harder to get a decent job to be able to survive on your own. In this economy, you need 2 incomes to be able to survive, whether it's a roommate situation or a significant other or a marriage or you're still living at home. It's very difficult on the West Coast due to our great weather and tourism and the high property value for us to get rent that's at a reasonable amount. So I know for us, there's 3 adults working full time to be able to pay one rent, and we're renting. It's not even mortgage. So if any one of us should leave, it's a serious change in our life, and it makes me really try and be it makes me think about where I want to work. I can't just take bare minimum. There are certain things that I need to make a certain amount of money because I have a certain amount of bills that I have to pay just to survive. It's like you don't want to have a car payment, but you have to drive to work. Thankfully, there's Uber and Lyfts that maybe we can do as a side hustle to help compensate some of those things, and ride sharing and other opportunities. But we have to look for ways to save money and make money out here with recycling and whatever just to survive, where if we lived somewhere else, it's not as difficult. So I think that too is why we may have a lot more people on the street than in other cities, is because it's hard to survive out here. And some people started out here, and then once they got on their own, they were unable to do that, and they only know San Diego, they only know LA, they only know Portland, and so they just know to go to the park that they grew up in and just try and survive there. It's not, like I said, I don't feel that they were taught the proper survival skills. They might know how to set up a Facebook page because everybody's got a cell phone. Even the bums have a cell phone.
Right.
They'll have
It's
cell
incredible.
phone monies
It's
and
insane.
a Starbucks cup.
They're streaming music live. It's right. And so, which is great.
Live.
Because it kind of brings me to my next point about the situation, because I think, like many of us, we sympathize with these people, and I think deep down inside we want to help them, but at the same time we feel that if we help them, then we're enabling them. And that's a constant struggle I think many of us feel inside. So personally, something that I do, and I recommend to everybody else, is I don't ever actually give a homeless person money. I actually offer them to go to the nearest convenience store, whether it be a 7-Eleven, Subway, whatever, and I say, hey, you know what? Let me get you something to eat. What can I get you to eat?
What if he asks for just cigarettes?
No.
What if he says, I just need water and cigarettes, bro?
If he needed
water
water,
and cigarettes,
I'll get him water, but you know what? I won't give him cigarettes. And the reason why I won't give him cigarettes is because, you know what? Take those $3.04, okay? At the very least, okay? Go buy a bag of Frosted Donuts from 7-Eleven, and maybe that'll hold you off for at least a day or two if you know how to ration it correctly. You know what I'm saying? The cigarettes, I mean, look, you can walk around the streets and literally find a cigarette butt that's half smoking or whatever, and if you were that desperate, because if you're that desperate, you'll pick that sucker up and light it up and smoke it either way. So, I mean, you know, he doesn't need the money on the cigarettes. I'll give them food. You know why? Because I know what it feels like to be hungry. I lived out of my car for almost 2 years. So I know what it's like to feel hungry and feel like, okay, you know what? I don't have money. I don't have the ability to, you know, buy myself something to eat. What can I eat? So it sucks to be hungry.
But it's different in downtown San Diego. Trash cans are cash cans out there. They can go to every trash can that's on the corner and get recycling out of there, get cigarettes out
Sure.
of there. They can get food that people
Sure.
leave on top of the trash cans, or
Sure.
they dig through and get cups that they want to put change in. So they're not trash cans, they're cash cans. And the more that there are, they basically kind of go and get the ones that scavenge, you know. There's not all do, but the ones that are around downtown that I'm referring to that are the hungry ones, because there are food banks and
Absolutely.
definitely places downtown, a women's shelter where you can get food and shelter and things like this. But it's a first come first serve. But if you have to, they do eat out of a trash can, so it's not like there's nowhere to find food.
Well, you know what? I'll be honest with you. You know, rather than going through a trash can where, you know, the food could be, you know, bad, okay, they could get food poisoning. I mean, I look along the lines of disease control as well, too. You know, why should these people continue to get sick? Why should they get sick and be there? This is maybe a really, really bad analogy, okay? So forgive. So
Are we gonna get sued for this analogy?
forgive me. Well, I don't think sued, but I think people would have. I hope you all have a little bit more of a bigger picture of what I'm trying to explain here, okay? But homeless people are almost kind of like rats, okay? Rats
I'll
spread
work with you.
disease, okay? Because rats get into everything and anything, okay? So if I had a group of rats.
But kids can do the same thing.
No,
Kids
no,
can
no,
get
no,
into
no,
anything
no, I
and
get you.
everything,
Okay,
and
okay.
they can spread diseases
Right, okay,
too.
sure. So homeless kids. Okay, but if you have a kid who's in maybe a normal home, he's more likely to be washed and bathed and so on and so forth. If he's homeless, he's not going to be as well maintained, if you will, okay? Much like many other homeless people, okay? So when they pick from the food that might be spoiled, or maybe they eat the food from someone who is HIV positive, okay? They eat half a hamburger and they throw it away. The server throws it away into the trash can,
But
correct?
I mean,
Hold on. Okay. Now the bum goes through the trash and finds the half-eaten burger thinking, great, I just found a half burger. I'm going to feel great tonight. Not realizing that the person who had eaten half that burger was HIV positive. Now...
but you can only get that through a blood transfusion. That's not, you can't
No, it's not
get,
just blood. It's also
Yes.
saliva and stuff like that
No,
as well,
no,
too.
it's not. No.
Okay. Maybe that wasn't the best
No.
example, but there are other diseases that can be transmitted through saliva
Yeah, but
and
that's-
such like that. Okay, so my point being is that we're, you know, there's disease control. There's a
Right.
certain level, and so, you know, by feeding them good food, I mean, I would prefer that they don't dig through the trash. I'd prefer that they don't do that. If they want food, if I see someone with a homeless sign saying, hey, I'm homeless, I'm having a hard time, just need food and water, I would be more than willing to walk up to that person and be like, hey, dude, let's go down to 7-Eleven, let me get you, what do you want? You want a bag of chips? Whatever you want. You want donuts, you want a freaking burger, you want whatever, or hey, you want to go to Subway, something within reason, okay? I'm more than willing to do that, but someone who's asking for straight up money, okay, here's my issue that I have with that, okay, is what are you using that money for? How do I not know? Because here's my problem, right? I see the same homeless guy standing on the same corner 365 days a week. Okay? You telling me that the people who live in that neighborhood don't see that guy every single day and they drive by that guy every single day? That guy, he is a normal person going into a car and driving away from that spot. And the reason is because he's picking up on all the suckers who don't live in that neighborhood, who just see a homeless guy out there and is feeding off their generosity. And that's wrong. That's wrong. Okay? with that being said,
Well, that's why I
buy
said
them
that
food,
I feel that it
take
should
care
be
of them
taken
that
care
way.
of.
Take care of them that way.
We should
And
clean
I
up our
think,
streets.
well, I know in San Diego specifically, they're coming up with programs and measures to try to handle that situation. Now, if I could throw my 2 cents in, what I would do is, okay, you know what, places like St. Vincent de Paul, YMCA, all these other places, they need to be put up. All these homeless people need to be taken off the streets and put up, okay, because they leave a tremendous amount of trash all over the place. But it's, aside from this, the issue of trash is, once they're put up, right, you make it basically mandatory that they have to work for their room and board. And what is that? What does that require? Simple tasks. City beautification. Okay? Things like picking up the trash around the city. Freeways. Beautification around the freeway. Doesn't necessarily have to be prisoners or people serving drunk driving sentences that have to go pick up the trash on the sideways. Have these homeless people pick up the trash. Hey, Comic-Con's coming through.
But can you really make people do something they don't want to do? You have to understand too that it's a
Well,
lifestyle and
okay.
it's a mentality.
It is-
people want
it
to
is a
live
lifestyle.
the blasé lifestyle.
It is-
Say, you know what?
It is
I'd
a
rather go
lifestyle.
camping.
You know what? You'll never, much like many issues in this world, you'll never be able to resolve the issue in its entirety. But what you can do is you can help try to resolve and kind of maybe put a certain stop to it. I believe, because of my faith in the good in people, is that more often than not, these people just need an opportunity to get back on their feet, as opposed to a crutch that they have to rely on for the rest of their lives. So with that being said, I firmly believe that if you gave the majority of these people an opportunity to try to sustain a normal life, they would more often than not take up on that opportunity. Mind you, a lot of these people are drug addicts. They are people who are formerly from psychiatric wards. Well, you know what? Those people then at that point need to be put properly in their certain compartments. They're no longer homeless people who just are down on their luck. They're people with serious problems. They're drug addicts who then need to be administered in maybe a government-funded rehab program or another government-funded psychiatric ward, so that this way, they're taken care of. That, I think, for the most part, taxpayers should have no problem paying for, because it keeps our streets clean and puts those people in the appropriate place that they need to be, so that they do not, conflict with with the norms of society.
Yeah, it's an issue that'll continue to be ongoing, but we just wanted to be able to touch on that, as we kind of have been affected by the issue more so now than before, and figure maybe you guys out there are kind of experiencing the same thing, not really talking about it, but just witnessing that it's a lot more prevalent. There's a lot more visibility of the homelessness that's here and in and around the West Coast. But on a positive note, let's get more positive. It's kind of like an intense section.
It is intense. But you know what? That's
Right.
what's great about GoHam is nothing is off the table. We will talk about everything and anything to make sure that, our
Within
voices
reason.
are heard.
Within reason. But why don't we take a quick break, and then when we get back, let's get the interview started with Trevor Young.
I know he's anxious to crack the mic. I can see
I
them
know.
all fidgeting over there, and they're so anxious
They're
to
ready.
perform, and they're like ready to go. And you
They're
know
like,
what? To be
you're
honest
late.
with you,
We were on time.
I know. You know what? I'm ready to go too.
Right.
Hey, so you're listening to Street Talk with the Swift Gang on GoHamRadio.com. Thanks for tuning in.
You're listening to Street Talk with the Swift Gang.
It takes less than 1 minute to find out if you may have prediabetes. You can do it here. But I get it, you're busy, and busy people can't have prediabetes. I read that wrong. They can, okay? Just go to the site.
Giving opportunity, hope, and mentorship. GoHamRadio.com.
Thank you. You got a king?
Go fish.
It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
You are now tuned into the movement with Swift Gang here on Street Talk.
All right, welcome back to Street Talk with the Swift Gang. I'm Miss Fancy Pants.
And I'm Vincenzo.
And we've got Farg in the back, and we've got DJ Roscoe over to the right.
DJ Roscoe.
You can catch us live, streaming through Facebook every Friday night, 10 p.m. to midnight, right here. I'd like to give a special shout-out to Stay Fly Fashions, as well as Turf Talk SD, Denzel, and Nim. Thank you for the great hat. I was able to win it on their contest that they had, Where at Wednesday, where you try and identify different locations in San Diego. So check them out. It's Stay Fly Fashions, as well as Turf Talk SD. Thank you again for the hat. And now I think we're going to get into our interview. So, are we ready, Farg? Okay. Hey.
Trevor Young.
Hey.
Trevor, another Trevor in the building.
Right.
Well, there's only one right now.
You can follow Trevor and all his great work at symbol IDONT
Brought to you by
MSS.
MSS.
Are you extra married? Or what?
Extra married.
Extra married.
You'll have to explain
Oh,
that
man.
to our viewers and our listeners. So,
Hook, line, and sinker.
welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for making the time to come. It's kind of late.
It's all right.
So, you are a local San Diego cartoonist. Is that correct?
Yes, I am.
Yes. Are you a San Diego native?
No, I'm originally from Los Angeles, California, South Central to be exact. Normandy and Florence, where you at? I see you, baby. Where at?
Normandy and Florence.
Right. Well, welcome to San Diego.
That's
How
right.
long have you been here?
That's where Martin Lawrence character is from
Right.
Black Knight.
I've been here for 7 years now.
Yeah.
I love San Diego. It's so chill.
What brought you to San Diego?
Actually, my friend moved down here, and he just hit me up like, "Hey, man, you want to move to San Diego?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure, why not?" And the rest is history.
Look at that.
Yeah.
So are you going to stay in San Diego or are you going to move back up to LA?
I'm never going back to LA. I love it. I love my city, but the traffic is it's too crazy, man. It turns you into another person.
Yeah?
Yeah, it turns you to the angry man.
It does. It gets you stressed out. I lived in LA for a few years. I went to college up there, and it was stressful. You definitely have to plan your life around what time it is, where you're going, traffic. Traffic is an issue. So,
Yeah.
oh, goodness. Yeah, it's nice to be in San Diego. You get a breather. What do you do out here for fun? I mean, I know you draw. We're going to actually get into more details with that on what you do, but let's get to know who you are. So, since you've moved here to San Diego, what do you like to do, and how do you fill your time?
I spend most of my time with my lovely wife, Alexis, and my family and my kids. But I love to hoop. I'm a hooper. I play in all kind of basketball leagues around San Diego.
What position?
Any position. What?
Wait,
As long as
I'm
he
talking
get-
about
as
basketball,
long
not
as he
you and
gets
your wife. I was talking about your
As long as he gets the
I'm talking
rock,
about hoop.
he's
I'm talking
happy.
about hoop.
Someone pass him the rock, and he's going to throw up the J, and it's all good, okay?
Splash,
Because he's
baby.
automatic from inside the paint.
Splash.
All
That's
right,
what my name is.
okay.
I don't miss. There
All
it is.
right, so we're gonna have to catch you out. So, is that where your name comes from?
Yeah, just from me hooping, and I like to play games, so shooters and shit, so stuff. Excuse me, sorry. But we like to, I don't miss.
So, why don't you tell our listeners why the I is missing in I Don't Miss?
Because there's no I in team, and I know, it takes more than just one person to create the dream,
All right, I like that. So there's no I in team and there's no I in miss because he doesn't miss.
I can mess with that. Yeah, I can do that.
So people can find you on Instagram at I don't MSS. I don't miss.
Yes, at
Right.
Gmail. If you want to hit me on the Gmail for any, commissions or anything, it's the same thing. I don't MSS@gmail.com.
Nice. So why don't you tell us how you got started drawing? Have you
Oh
always
man,
done it?
always. I come from a big family. I've got 5 brothers and 2 sisters, and one of my brothers is an extraordinary artist as well. And I just followed suit. Like, it's in our blood. My dad, he's a musician. On top of many other things, and I was just lucky enough to, grab some of them genes that he had. So.
When did you start developing your artistry, your talent?
At a young age, I've been drawing since I can remember, since I had a paper and pencil in front of me.
What did you love drawing growing up?
You know, Sonic, Simpsons, you know, Rocco's Modern Life. Ren and Stimpy was my leg, man. Ren and Stimpy all day.
Love Ren and Stimpy.
So, you idiot. That's my shit.
So did you enter any art contests when you were growing up?
No, not really, but I always entered little programs, like animation programs. Like the Watts Towers had a few animation programs in high school, did some projects too. So I've always just I love to create and express myself through my work.
Now, there's a lot of artists out there, and there's a lot of, art has kind of taken on different meaning and taken on different forms and shapes. Obviously, with the advancement of technology, you get a lot of people who, do digital art. They basically create things on the computer and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
I've noticed, I've looked at some of your work. It is tremendous work. You guys need to make sure you go on and take a look at some of his work. He's got some stuff with Family Guy and other different animated characters that are just off the chain. Now, do you rip these images off a website, or do you get permission from the creators, or do you recreate and hand draw these images yourselves?
Absolutely not. I do not rip any images off the internet.
You're kidding me, because
Personal interpretations.
Well, it's incredible because I can't believe it. I mean, I'm looking at these images and it looks like as if I'm watching an episode of Family Guy. It looks like it's Stewie.
That's the effect I'm going for. So I'm trying to come from the perspective as if I was looking at a Family Guy episode, this is what I see. So.
Oh my God, it's so good. It's so great. And then he's got some of these other drawings, like these alien drawings and these animal drawings. It's incredible. Please, if you haven't, check him out at I Don't Miss. So as we continue to talk to him, okay, you guys check him out on Instagram because the artwork is terrific. You definitely want to commission him because it's a beautiful thing. And not only is he a terrific artist who comes up with his own original images as well as, recreating some of our favorite characters that we've seen, you are also a music producer, correct?
Yes, this is true.
So you come up with your own beats, or
let's
hear a little bit about that, because not only is he an artist, but he's also tied into our musical guest who's going to be performing live shortly, Audiopaint. So explain to us a little bit about that.
Well, I was fortunate enough to come across these fine gentlemen that I have here today. Like, we've combined all of our talents, and I think we've got something good going on here. Like, ever since a kid, like, I can remember just listening to the radio on the way to school. Like, man, I wish I had like this machine that I could just make my own music on. And look, 2017, you can make a beat with your phone, you know?
So why don't you tell us some of the inspiration that you've got? I mean, obviously you've got Family Guy, you've got Simpsons, but I do see some original characters. So where do you get the inspiration for your original characters?
Well, that just comes from constantly drawing in my sketchbook, doodling, just putting the characters I see in my head on the paper. And, that's pretty much that. Like right now, I'm in the middle of making a children's book. I don't know if you saw one of those pictures. It was like a whale.
Yeah.
Stuffed in a bottle, pretty much. And
was it a whale or was it a giraffe?
Oh, that too. Yeah.
Oh, the giraffe and the
Yeah. So pretty much, every animal for each letter of the alphabet. And it's fun for adults and kids. I feel because the characters are in uncomfortable positions, trying to fit in where they get in where they fit in, rather.
Right? Is that what the title is? Get in where you fit in?
I think I might change it now.
A through Z. Yeah, get in where you fit in. It's the new hip hop.
Say it.
Oh, goodness. Well, how did you meet? I don't know if the camera can see. You've got 3 fellows with you.
Well, I met my cousin Timmy.
Oh, hey, Timmy. What's up?
Timmy.
Welcome to the house.
My lovely wife. They're
Shout out to the wife in the building. We love people who support other people.
Timmy walked in with a guitar today.
Yeah, he did.
Timmy
This
did
is a
walk
bad
in
man right here.
I'm excited
Y'all
for
ain't
that.
know?
All
This
right.
is a bad man.
He's
I'm
going to give us
excited.
an acoustic version. You guys are all going to do a live performance for us, right? So you brought your guitar.
He's gonna give you a ride. That's what he's gonna give you some
Right.
You're going to ride. I better get permission from my husband first.
And take us on a musical adventure.
All right. A roller coaster. I'm ready.
So, yeah, my boy Tim, and then my boy Will.
Hey.
Will. Will's a local. I was talking to Will a little bit earlier.
Will the
Thrill.
Thrill.
That's Will the Thrill right there.
Hey.
My boy
Is
Lee.
that what the girls
And
call him?
Lee was Tim's neighbor where he used to stay, and it just all came up. It's crazy, man.
How'd you guys know that you all were interested in music and then that you guys all could vibe together?
That's like asking, why did the bee was so attracted to a flower, like.
Tell me why.
That's
It's
beautiful.
natural, baby.
Oh,
like,
it's
you know what I mean?
natural,
You know what I mean? Like,
I got the
That must
feels
have
on
been
that.
how he
That
got
was
his
nice.
wife. It's just
That was
natural,
nice.
baby.
Damn.
2 kids later.
right?
Oh, well, thank you guys for being here. We're so glad to have you guys in the building.
Yes.
I think maybe what we can do, do you have any questions for him? Because I think what I'd like to do quickly is to take a break with DJ Roscoe so you guys
Yes.
can vibe out for a little bit and stop
Yes.
hearing us while they get all set up and we can
Yes.
get a live performance going with them.
Yes.
But we wanted to give some special attention to Trevor as he is our special guest. He just was able to not only bless our mic with his talents, but with talents of other local artists as well. So we appreciate your time
That's what it's
and
about.
your time and your love because we're about to have you bless the mic.
Hey, real quick before we go to our break, I know that we have some listeners tuning in right now, and they've been commenting, and we want to appreciate you guys. David, I know the computer's right in front of you. We have David, Peggy.
Here, let me make some shout-outs.
know,
Let me
we-
give our shout-outs before we go since I got the
Yeah,
computer.
you guys can chat with us
here.
live throughout the entire show.
All right.
Find us on Facebook. You can watch us live, chat with us there, or go to gohamradio.com, stream the show, and you can chat with us live there. So who's watching us live right now?
All right, so we've got Annette Maricela Oswald.
Maricela,
Hey, shout out to the wifey.
Maricela.
Okay.
Hey, Will's been on his best behavior. He's okay.
He
So I'm
has.
watching out for you, okay?
He has. And shout out to David, our P1 listener. He is our #1 fan.
David,
Thank you,
and
David.
thank you.
Shout out to
In the
David.
building.
All right, who else we got? We got Melissa Reed. Hey,
My
Melissa.
sister, my lovely sister.
Oh, that's
Hey,
his sister. What's up, Melissa?
I see you, girl.
All right. We'll say what's
see
up. Okay. Who else?
Hey.
Okay, we got some likes on the building. Okay.
Hey, yeah.
All right. What else we got?
Brought 'em in.
How do we do this? See, I'm new to this whole like live thing.
I know
We getting
we played musical
groovy.
chairs and swapped, and now I put Miss Fancy Pants in charge of my computer.
Yeah,
And the
Okay.
whole building caught on fire.
Crystal
What can I
King?
tell you?
Oh, wait a
Miss
minute.
Crystal King. Yes, I think that's.
I think I'm in your friends list.
What up? That's
Yeah.
all the way to the Bay.
Yeah.
Go ham
How
in the
beautiful
Bay.
it-
Right.
Hey, Bay Area.
Like that.
Bay Area. You know what, Bay Area? Tune in. Bay Area. This is actually great because I want to segue into this. Bay Area, please, if you're listening from the Bay Area, tune into our show next week because I'm going to be featuring our Get Lost segment, which is a travel segment, and I'm actually going to be featuring some of the places that I visited up in the Bay Area this summer, like San Francisco, Sacramento, and some other places that I think would be really great and neat for you guys to check out. So please, if you're in the Bay, tune in. If I didn't cover your city right, let me know, and I'll cover it better next time. If not, maybe I'll. If I could do a great job, maybe I introduce you guys to some new stuff that you don't know about your own area. And
Shout out to Sakuna. She moved up to the Bay. Hey,
hot
Sakuna.
dog.
Hey.
Hopefully she's listening in. I know she is.
Oh, you know what? Before we go, I want to make a shout out to Tomas Sakatani. He's moving to Portland. He's our homie, and he's having a party that's
Hey.
Sakatani.
maybe Sakatani.
Sakatani hook up with Melissa. What's up?
Hey.
What?
That's where Melissa's at. She tuning in live from Portland, yo. She
Oh,
okay.
he's single
Melissa.
and ready to mingle.
she married.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He threw her out there.
We thought Will was about to play matchmaker on air, man. We were about to have our Go Ham our first Go Ham connections right there. That was man.
I could have swore. I think we have it recorded that you said that they could hang out, and he threw his sister out there until all of a sudden I took the invitation. All right,
Anyways.
folks. Well, we're going to take a quick break while we adjust the camera and get DJ Roscoe on the ones and twos.
Roscoe.
And when we come back, it'll be a live performance by Audiopaint. All right, stay tuned. We'll be right back.
This is a GoHamRadio.com exclusive.
Audiopaint in the building.
Yeah.
All right.
All I need is a beat. Timmy hand drop it, and you know it's real sweet. You know we coming real smart, real street. My brothers with the ground with me, and you know we creep every day for $1. Gotta get a holler every time. Trying to stop me, I'm just going harder. I said I like to read, so you know I'm getting smarter. My brain getting stronger. My brain getting stronger. Audiopaint, you know it's just the intro. We like to roll it up and break it down the endo. You smell it so good it's blown out the window. We like, hey, you know this how we go. So,
yo, keep up with the tempo. Hey, shit I'm sitting is coming to your tempo. Keep it alive for the kinfolk. Rest in peace all those who came before us. Shit, I'm in the forest, lost in the dark and I'm tripping like Lotus. Hey, that's a shout out to Thundercat. You know I was there at the Zoratory Jack. Zoratory, what I mean to say. But the things that I'm coming off the top that I had, I'ma do it till I shit that shit there. Hey, heard what I said? Hey, it's Timmy Hendrix on the guitar. Hey, listen to him, tune in. The boy gonna take us far. Trevor, getting it. Call him Trevor MD, man. He's spitting it and keeping it legit on the syncopation. Going live across the nation. Out of your pain, man, dig the syncopation. We get it, man, what I said. Coming off the top of the head. Getting it, bro.
All right. Nice job, Audiopaint. I think the DJ's about to drop an instrumental and we're about to get some flows going. So, DJ, drop that hit.
Yeah. All right. Check this right here. Yeah. Here we go. A little late, but we still gonna get this. Here we go. Yeah. As soon as they drop the beat, you know that it's coming. Audiopaint, yeah, you know that we storming. My man Trev coming with the cartoons, yo. Stay tuned to the next edition. We go ham like it's this radio station. Stay tuned to the next situation that we facing. Yo, I ain't got much to say, but now I'm just contemplating on the situation that I'm living. Ain't got much, but I'm still Thanksgiving. Oh, yo, I got this much, shit, I'm living. Oh, shit, it's Armada and I'm giving. But let me contemplate aside to my thoughts. Yo, will come through, yo, I got this plot. Pass the mic to my man right here, cause you know he might, but he just might not. But it's Audiopaint up in the building. Just catching feelings on the marijuana chilling. Yes, sir, we might just get this. The smoke rising up straight to the ceiling. I might have to just stop my flows for those who just might not know. Mix it up right here to one of my bros. DC Lee up in the building, the wheel is for show. TREV2, yo. About to drop this shit right here. Coming to a store near you, so stay tuned. And shouts out to Go Ham Radio soon.
Right here. Thanks for supporting. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you from the bottom of our heart, Audiopaint. Appreciate you from the bottom of our heart, yo. So much on my mind these days. Kinda hard to control all these thoughts in my brain. Getting money on the grind, trying to stay in my lane. Make it real simple for you to relate. Don't hate.
Abstract shirt, got the pocket on the chest. That's for all my brothers, yeah, we got it in the flesh. Looking at the camera, I ain't never been a band, I know how to dress. Yeah, I'm straight from the city. Everybody looking at me came up good. Well, when I was younger, I used to feel real filthy. Yeah, now I'm getting money, yeah, you see it. Everybody see me like a nigga really gleaming. Got a little chain, I ain't spending light on it. Everybody talking, I ain't spending light on it. Man, I'm pulling with my brothers. Audiopaint, TRV, he got me right up in the lane. I said, man, I gotta step up in the game. Everybody be talking, but we up in the lane. Everybody be talking, but we steady in the game. Everybody talking, but we can't hit the J's. Like I'm Steph Curry when I hit it with the pop. Like I'm Steph Curry when I come around the block. Everybody talking, but they really want to chop. Everybody talking, they really want to chop. Hey, it is Audiopaint up in the building. They feel it. Come with the feel. Hey.
Got one thing left to say. Goddamn right, it was a damn good day. Rocking this mic like every day. Rocking this shit like round the way. It's like 1985, cancer. Best believe we got the answers. Oh shit, yo, we like stanza. Like Brucey, yo, we got the cancer inside the mix. Jill, oh shit, might serve the shit. Like this right now on the mix. DJ Roscoe on the shit. Come through like go ham on the bitch. Like it's the radio, like I said before. Coming to your straight local store. Coming through like this, like before. Oh Oh shit, I done fucked this up, but it's all good. It's just a freestyle off the top of the dome. Just to let you motherfuckers know I'm at home and it's SD on my throne. Came through, yeah, we about to come through with the chrome. Spinning on the motherfucking wheels like the 90s. Nowadays I find it make it hard to find me. Oh shit, just rewind the beat. If you wanna see how we hard like concrete, cause it's audio paint. Think we can't, fucking with ain't, but yes we can, like it's Obama. Oh shit, nigga, ask your mama, cause they tell you can smell you from the front room. Reminiscing days tripping on the mushroom. Yes sir, I'm coming through in the front room. But go ham, motherfucker, so we come through. Let's go, it'll be coming live Saturday night, but it's Friday night. I done seen it before, so we coming like stripes. You better earn them in the middle of the night. And my nigga Willie D about to get redemption. My nigga Trev, nigga dropping on the Simpsons. Best to come through and we get glimpses of the future. Got this shit sold up like futures, but shout out to all the teachers on the mic. Yes sir, I might pass the mic to the right.
Cash rules everything around me. LWE, come fuck with me. Everybody knows that I'm from the other side, but where I grew up, nigga. DC, yeah. But then I moved out Cali, and then I got a big bomb tree. Matt Tinney, he put me on the vapes and the dabs, and I said, God damn, this is good shit, man. I'm almost passed out, and I had to sit down real quick. I was like, man, goddamn, roll a white boy. He was like, that's it, nigga, roll a flip. Hey, you know how we hit it, you know how we hit it, you know we had it when we coming through the city, all through the town. Everybody like, goddamn, what you doing now, man? I don't know, trying to do more to them. You know just how I do it, we be rocking some more. They sending me a beat, then I'm writing it down. Everybody be talking with the man of the town. Hey, man of the town. Everybody talking with the man of the town. Keep it so.
Yeah. Wrap it up like it's Christmas and go ham. All I do is go ham. Do you understand? I'm chilling out here with my fam, with some other cats that I just met, understand? It's all good though, we chilling in the hood. Polk Street where I was born, yo, you good? It's all good in this motherfucking city. Chilling out here and it's looking so pretty. And I wish to the sky that I really wouldn't die. But I'm chilling on my life and I really got a live like limelight and I'm chilling in the mix. Skip fine, homie, I'ma stop it real quick. But it's like this, it's a quarter past something. All my life I've been trying to get bumping on this dope ass shit. With this dope ass mix, with these dope ass chicks and these dope ass niggas. Be like, it's on me, it's a quarter past something. A lot of the MCs be out the straight front, but we ain't on that. So we got to do something like audio paint. Catch it down on Monday, early month, and I meant to fucking say, yo, shit, we do it every fucking day. We make it slappers, I ain't a rapper. It's like, I just do it like that, cause I'm here with my man, and I don't miss. I'm here with DC Lee, with a thrill, because we got dreams and we do it like this. I rock the mic and the guitar at the same time. Hope you can see it in the future, yo, we wanna be it. Tune in, yo, cause we're straight free shit.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is Audio Paint live on Street Talk with the Swift Gang on GoHamRadio.com. Audio Paint, music produced by Trevor Young. We'll be right back. Do not miss what's coming up next.
You're listening to Street Talk with the Swift Gang.
This has been a GoHamRadio.com exclusive.
Every year, 40% of all food in the U.S. never gets eaten.
40%. That's almost half the food we produce.
Food waste is a serious problem. It impacts all of us.
And it's expensive. Your family is throwing $1,500 a year in the trash.
We're working hard to put food waste on the chopping block.
And you can do the same at home.
Learn how to cook it, store it, and share it.
Just don't waste it.
Go to SaveTheFood.com.
Building a bridge between talent and industry. It's GoHamRadio.com.
So, same time next week?
Well, of course.
GoHamRadio.com, the culture's newest hype. Log on, listen, and go ham. This has been a GoHamRadio.com exclusive.
You're listening to Street Talk with the Swift Gang.
Drop that baby.
Streaming live every Friday night, it's Street Talk with the Swift Gang, right here on GoHamRadio.com.
Are your children in the right car seat for their age and size? It may be too late to check when you're on the road. Fortunately, you're on the couch. Don't think you know. know you know.
Building a bridge between talent and industry. It's GoHamRadio.com.
Listen, I realize that I'm not perfect, but it all really started to change because you judge me for having a problem. No one is going to know that I need help. I need help. I know that no one is going to judge me for having a problem. I realize that I'm not perfect, but it all really started to change because you listen.
You are now tuned into the movement with Swift Gang here on Street Talk.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to Street Talk with the Swift Gang live on GoHamRadio.com. If you were just tuning in, we had Audiopaint perform live for us. It was off the chain. My name is Vincenzo. This is Miss Fancy Pants.
Hi, welcome back. Nice to have you tuning in with us this Friday night. You could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with us, and we appreciate you.
Especially on this Friday.
Yeah, it's Friday night, and the feeling's right. Yeah. All right. So we had Trevor Young on earlier. He is a local San Diego cartoonist and music producer. He is part of the group Audiopaint, who just performed. Thank you very much for your time and your effort, Audiopaint. We're actually going to get into a little group interview. How are you guys ready to do that? You ready to get on the mic?
Oh, yeah. Always ready, yeah.
All right. So we've got the camera to your left, and are you guys still setting up on your end?
So Audiopaint consists of 4 members. We have the producer, Trevor Young, okay, who was...
Is he the only producer? Are you the only producer?
I get down from time to time.
Oh.
Okay, you guys can all share the mic around. Yeah. Pass
So
the
then
mic
we got
I also get down
yeah.
from
So
time to time. My name's Timmy Henn. Tim Neff.
Yep.
And yeah, I help out with the guitar, the bass, and some sounds. You know,
Help
from time
out,
to time.
mother.
Trevor's mainly the main producer from the crew. You know.
I don't know about just helping out on the guitar. You seem to run the ship when it comes to the
rap
guitar.
A little bit too.
Yeah. Well, those freestyles were good. So then next to you is we got Will.
Got Will the Thrill. He's a cold MC, a
Will
great
the Thrill.
lyricist, a great writer, a great contribution, a great singer as well.
All right, let's hear from you, Will.
Right on, thank you. How you doing?
I'm doing good, brother. Hey, we got something. You brought the fam. You brought the fam tonight. They're listening.
I brought support. I brought love. You know, I grew up around the block. You know, I'm San Diego native, 619 born and raised.
Hey, there's not
There
too
we
many
go.
619
Not
natives.
too many.
Nope.
No.
You're
military.
last
Like,
of
it's
a
a
dying
military town, so we see a lot of faces in and out. But there's a true core right here, you know. And
So what part of town? What part of town are you from?
Mid City, North Park. It's what they call it. It's a little mesh right there. Like it's a little hogwash right east of the 805. And right west of the 15 is a little hogwash. It's a little bit of part of North Park that, you know, West North Park, they forgot about us. And you know, east of North Park, they forgot about us. Like La Mesa, they forgot about us. So it's like, you know, we got so many, like, flavors and cultures. You know, that's what, you know, if in better conditions, that's our story. That's Audiopaint, man. Like, we represent the struggle. We represent, like, the true culture of the game. Like, we do this for the love. We do this for the everyday man. We do this for the people who don't have a voice, as well as you do. You know, you guys coming out here, you make a name for yourself. We're trying to make a name for ourselves, and we make a name for ourselves in the name of common people, though. You know, the people that Uncle Sam just so happened to miss on the tax bracket.
Preach.
You know, that Uncle Sam just so happened to miss.
Preach.
You know, on the FEMAs and on the economic spectrum. We're the people that give the people a voice. You know, we're still out. We're out here doing our 9 to 5, and we still do music, and we're still right here at Go Ham Radio because we love this shit. You know. You know, intoxicated or whatnot. You know, we love this
Will,
shit.
let me tell you.
You know,
let me tell you something. Hold on, Will. I'm going to cut you off just for a second because I got to let our listeners know, okay? All right. Will is the ultimate party animal, okay? Let me tell you something, right? I thought I pre-gamed hard. Will brings pre-gaming to a whole nother level. Yeah. One that if I kept up with him, trust me, he would be hosting this show right now. So, Will, I love it. It's beautiful. You guys were great on the mic. I really enjoyed it. And I want to hear from DC Lee as well too, because he's the fourth part of your guys' group.
Now, you like our freestyle? Go get our production. You know, we're out there. We're out there on many coming in the next week, about mid next week. Look for Audiopaint on any and every venue that you can. And we got a little starter going out, and that's just a starter. Like I said, it's just a jump starter. We're out here to do bigger and better things. We just need the resources, and that's what Go Ham is. Go Ham needs the resources. Audiopaint needs the resources. We're out here funding each other. We're out here doing the thing. We're out here in the movement. It's a Friday night, September 8th. We're feeling great. You know, I'm feeling great. You know, you saw that. I'm feeling great. I'm too great at the moment.
If you want to start freestyling, go ahead.
You know, but,
go ahead.
You know, see what I'm saying? That's how it comes off the top of the dome where my family roam in North Park, man. You know, but I'm going though. In DC Lee, I'm hogging the mic a little bit. DC Lee, bro, he's a really aspiring MC, a really talented photographer. Abstract TV. Go ahead and follow him on Facebook and really look into it. Abstract TV, Abstract Photography. That's DC Lee, yo, and we're Audiopaint. Trevor MD, Trevor Young, a young, inspiring artist that he's going to kill the game. Really focus and look how he looks at it. Because if you watch this man paint, for real, he turns the shit upside down. He turns his canvas upside down and he sees some shit that the regular eye just couldn't catch it.
It's incredible.
It's the shading is magnificent. The coloring is out of this world, you know. Audiopaint, Trevor Young. Follow them because we're real, true, homegrown talent. You know, besides any other than nonsense, we're homegrown talent, and we're out here. We're ready to get this.
You know what? And that's the premise of Go Ham Radio. And I love that you bring that point up because that's really what we're all about. In case many of you guys haven't heard yet, I know some of you guys are listening in. You come in at different times. Go Ham Radio actually stands for giving opportunity, hope, and mentorship. So for any aspiring artist, any whether it be music, it be actual art, it could be anything that you guys do, anything that's artistic, feel free to catch up with us or reach out to us at requests@gohamradio.com, and we would love to showcase your work or some of your stuff here on the show. Tonight we have Trevor Young, who is a fantastic cartoon artist, as well as his musical group Audiopaint, which he produces a lot of the music for, and they're in house tonight. They performed live a little bit earlier, so if you missed the live performance, please you can go back and tune in on our YouTube channel or just replay our live video stream, and you'll be able to check that out. So we have talked to Trevor Young, we've talked to Timmy, we've talked to Will. We got to talk to the final member of Audiopaint, that is DC Lee. DC Lee, take it away, brother.
Yo, what's up? Yeah, you could just call me Lee, DC Lee. That's what they call me. That's my special nickname. So
man, well, you know what? I like. Hey, look, if you're from DC, I gotta respect you and call you DC Lee because I gotta tell you what. Last time I was in DC, right, I found my way to this fantastic little spot off of U Street.
Yeah.
Okay. I can't remember the name of it, but it served the best damn chili dogs I've ever
Ben's
had.
Chili Bowl.
Ben's Chili.
You already know.
They got, look at that. Yeah, my boy.
I live right on 7th Street. That's down the street.
That's right. Yeah. Hey, and they got this crazy-ass bull. Okay, it is like the size of this table. It's huge. Okay, they got this bull, and it's like it's like mosaic. It's got all different colors and whatnot. But it is a great little place in D.C. They got some of the best chili there.
Yeah.
Guys like
it's expensive too.
Like
so
Bill
come
Cosby.
with your money.
Yeah, well, it was my
you
vacation.
Pay $6 for a half smoke.
I don't know if I'd be paying that much unless it was a situation. But you know what? I walked in there and I didn't realize how famous it was. Everyone talks about it. Presidents have been there. Great entertainers.
Yeah, they got Obama and a few other people, Martin Luther King and some other people painted on the side of the wall.
No, it's a great place. So if you're ever in Washington, D.C., go check out Ben's Chili in Washington, D.C. All right, so enough about food. D.C. Lee, let's hear about you, man.
So, I moved out here from D.C. 2 years ago, and like they say, I met Timmy first, so I don't know. I would be walking to my car. He'd see me in the parking lot. And he's like, man, you just chat up with me. And then he's like, come through sometime. I'm like, all right. I just had a newborn baby. So I was busy a little bit. But after I visited D.C. and came back out here, I said, let me come through. We vibed a little bit. And we made a song. What was the name of the song? The life we live. The life we live. And from then, I was like, man, that's what's up, man. I met Trevor like a couple weeks later, and I think I had met Will in between one of that times too, and then we just was all making songs. We had it flowing, so.
Well, you can totally tell because when you guys were up there and you guys were doing your thing, I mean, the flow was phenomenal. The vibe was great. Yeah. You know what? I'm going to be honest with you, Miss Fancy Pants. I don't think we could have been more lucky between our first week and our second week to have such two terrific musical guests who really put on such a great show. I mean, you could really just feel the energy. You could really feel the love in what they're doing, and it was so great. Yeah. If maybe Will took maybe 1 or 2 shots less of whiskey. Yeah. If maybe Will took just maybe 1 or 2 shots less, you know what? He would have. Hey, but you know what? No, I know. I'm breaking his balls a little bit because you know what? Because when we were pre-gaming, we were pre-gaming a little bit. Okay, when we were pre-gaming a little bit, all right. Will out of nowhere, right, was just like dropping these insane flipping freestyles that were just like, I was listening. I was like, damn, I cannot wait for this show to start because he's just gonna let it rip. But you know what? Well, listen. It's all good because I know you guys got some new music coming out pretty soon, correct? Yeah. Okay, so much like many of our our first guests that we had, what we would like you guys to do is when you guys have new music, let us know. Okay, because we want to invite you guys back and drop your guys' new music and have everyone listen. Let's feature that music on our show. Yeah. And you know what? And Will's case in particular, he's gonna come out with his redemption song. We're gonna have him up there, all eyes on him, and he's gonna let loose.
That's all right. Well, thank you guys very much for coming out. I know it's kind of late. We blew the clock. It is after 12. It's about 12:12. They say it's lucky for 11:11. Let's make ours 12:12, right? So the next song dedicated to Go Ham Radio and Street Talk, 12:12, right?
Yeah, we can do that.
The time to shine is 12:12. So.
We also have a shirt for y'all too.
Oh,
look at this!
Abstract clothes.
Keeping it fancy. Let's see.
Clothing. Yeah, Abstract TV, Abstract Clothes.
Where can I find more?
Okay, so Abstract
Etsy,
Clothing.
Yeah, so Etsy.com, and it's the store is knowledge_19. Oh, actually, knowledge 1990. That's
so are you guys? Is this your guys' clothing line, or is this one of your guys'?
Yeah.
So it's all your different. Yeah. No, I guess. So this is your thing, DC Lee. This is your clothing line.
You guys are all wearing the shirt. They're all wearing their shirts.
They're all wearing the shirts. So Abstract Clothing, the official sponsor of Audiopaint. Okay, the official clothing sponsor of Audiopaint. If you like the gear that they're wearing, you want to check out more gear that they're wearing, check out Abstract Clothing.
Abstract Clothing or Abstract Clothes is on Instagram. And then you can also follow me on Instagram at KNOWGOD, KNOWGOD, as in knowing God. Know the God in yourself, the power you have.
I love
it. Instagram. Yeah, I said that. Facebook, Lee Lamar English. That's all I am.
I love it. I love it. Well, listen up, everybody. Hey, stay tuned. You're listening to Street Talk with the Swift Gang on GoHamRadio.com. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll come back to you guys. We're going to have some more content for you. In the meantime, myself, DC Lee, and the rest of Audiopaint, we're going to talk about Ben's Chili a little bit more, all right? So you guys sit tight. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Street Talk with the Swift Gang.
Doesn't see race. Love is love.
Need something fresh and new? GoHamRadio.com. Log on, listen, and go ham.
Your daughter just had her first breakup. Do you A, put yourself in her shoes? B, console her?
Don't worry, sweetie. This is gonna happen a lot.
Or C, find her a new boyfriend?
Nice, single boys. That was weird.
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
You are now tuned into the movement with Swift Gang, here on Street Talk.
Feeling fine. Cannabis sativa always got me feeling fine. Mixed a little keef with it and then we spilled that wine. Try to take my time with it cause all we got is time. Many haters in my life but they just got left behind. Be kind, rewind this beat. It's fine to move your feet. I hope we'll see this world one day filled up with peace. I know it's all a dream but I heard dreams come true. I'm in it for the long run. So people, what we gon' do? I think I'll pour out some brew for my folks no longer here with us. Love this life I'm living and I take this music serious.
I take this shit so serious. So serious, so serious. Yeah. What does it mean to be a man? Am I weak because I nurture? Do I need a pistol plus an attitude? That a murky is a man? Cause he get up early to put that work in. Am I less of a man because my feelings feel uncertain? I'm just searching for a purpose. So please don't close that curtain. This show is way deeper than the surface. Is a man talk to be a man? Or is it in it? And his purpose, yeah. Sure, my mother raised me, but I ain't grow up with no person. My grandma was the wilder. She is silly the way she curses. Virgil was smoking crack, but I know what a full day work is. Taking my grandmother with me, or she could swerving. Steady being observant, pop off on any person. Keep calm and never nervous. The future wasn't too certain, and now my life got purpose.
It's all in the name of love, a gift from the hands above, pulling strings to manipulate our minds, bodies, souls, and our tongues. We use each to our advantage as tools for spreading our word. Faux niggas, faux pads, bringing them sounds you never heard. All
we
of
had
it,
Trevor Young, who is a
Trevor
local
Young,
cartoon
shout
artist.
out, local cartoonist, and he's going to have a show on November 8th, 2 months from now. 2 months to the date. Thank you, Alexis. 2 months to the date, not 1 month. All right.
What would he do without her?
What would I do without her? Thank you.
Oh,
Faux
my
pas.
Lord.
Oh. You know, everybody needs someone to get their back, right?
She is the neck that moves the head. I'm telling you.
Is that appropriate?
Yeah, why isn't it? Why would it?
I mean, I don't know if I got that right.
Oh my God.
I don't know if I got that.
It's after 12, so I guess we can make those kinds of comments, right?
You know, we're going to eventually have a show that's going to be called Street Talk After Dark. And it's going to be all the curse words, and we're going to keep our clothes on, though.
I know some strippers.
Clothes on, lights off. How about that? Hey. Set the mood. It'll be just our voices over the
You're listening to The Quiet Storm on Go Ham Radio.
I think that's a trademark infringement. So, we got about 1 minute left. Why don't we give our...
1 minute left. Farg's been busy on the keys, man. Crack the mic a little bit. Say something.
We appreciate you coming to the party.
Farg's the engineering warrior, I'm telling you.
We're fixing all the bugs here, no big deal. No, just thanks to everybody for checking us out tonight. Thank you to our guests. It's a tremendous honor here. You guys have some serious talent, so definitely gonna check you guys out.
Feeling fine, man.
It's been a busy week. It's gonna be a busy weekend, so let's keep up the pace.
Well, we want to thank you, Farg, for all the hard work that you do. Thank you so much for keeping us up and going.
You are irreplaceable.
So this week, last week, we were an hour and 15 minutes late. This week, we're a half hour late. Next week, we'll be 5 minutes late. We're getting better every week, I'm telling you.
Next week, we're going to be on time. That's the goal. Next week, we're going to be on time.
It's going to be great.
Please stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe to our page, like us, and like us on Facebook. Follow us on Facebook and subscribe to our webpage. That way you can be informed of any updates that we got going on, any new shows. I do believe that Roscoe is going to be starting next week his own show called Jammin' with DJ Roscoe. It's going to start at 9:30
So excited.
On Friday nights. So make sure you guys tune in a half hour early and get some live jamming in with your favorite DJ on the West Coast. It's DJ Roscoe.
And you know what? Before we close out here, I just want to make some final thoughts. Mr. Young, You want to say anything to your listeners and your fans out there for your artwork and all your guys' music for Audiopaint?
Well, just keep an ear out, keep an eye out for more great content from us. We got an album dropping really soon. iTunes, Spotify, you name it, we'll be there. Audiopaint.
So you can check them out on Instagram at Audiopaint. It's _Audiopaint. You can also check out Abstract Clothes if you're interested in their clothing line. Abstract Clothes, you can find them on Instagram, as well as Abstract Photography, which DC Lee operates and runs himself. So if you're looking for a photographer, you're looking for some nice threads, go check out Abstract Clothes or Abstract Photography. My name is Vinny Cenzo. On behalf of Miss Fancy Pants, Farg, DJ Roscoe, thank you everybody for listening in tonight. This has been Street Talk with the Swift Gang on Go Ham Radio. Good night and good weekend. Take it easy, guys.
Yeah.
Streaming live every Friday night, it's Street Talk with the Swift Gang, right here on GoHamRadio.com.
GoHamRadio.com, the culture's newest hype. Log on, listen, and go ham.